A follow-up to the previous two videos on monitoring power and solar. After proudly showing you my crude but effective lava lamp hack for detecting power flow direction last week, a fellow hacker clued me in on a much better way to do this. This approach not only measures the direction of the flow, but also measures the watts currently being used or exported if you have solar, and the watt hours being used and exported. And you can do all this for only $20. And the only hardware you have to touch is plugging in a small USB device into your computer. The trick here is to use the radio transmissions that your power meter are already transmitting. This allows your power company to easily collect your monthly usage simply by driving around your neighborhood once a month with a special receiver. These radio receivers need to be smart with the ability to quickly skip around in frequencies. You can do this with something called a software-defined radio, which is radios that are controlled by computer software. These have been around for quite a while, but typically cost several $100s. A few years ago, some radio wizards discovered that the inexpensive USB tuner sticks that are based on a specific chipset, the RTL2832, could be tweaked with software into becoming tunable radios for the frequencies of 20 to 2000 megahertz. These are mass-produced USB tuners, and they only cost $20. The final piece to this puzzle was provided earlier this year when another radio wizard, Douglas Hall, decoded the protocol that many of the RF power meters, including the one we have, the Itron C1SR, use. He wrote some open source software that captures those RF power numbers, which are transmitted roughly once a minute. And this week I wrote some Mr. House code to tally up this data and generate some fun reports. Code's in the link below. So let me show you this device. So over here, under the sometimes not so watchful eye of our guard dog, hello, we have our NUC Linux box, and plugged into that we have the New Electric SDR Nano, which is based on the feel of it. It's warm but not hot, probably uses a couple watts of power. This is the magnetic antenna that comes with it, which is plenty good to get through two brick walls, one there and another one over by the power meter. That measures actually 3 different meter readings out of our 1 meter. One is the classic, this is what you use, energy. Second meter is this is what we generate. And the third is a combination of the two. It's positive when we're using energy, negative when we're generating energy. I have that patched into Mr. House, like so. What is the power usage?
Using 247 0 watts, generating 348 watts.
There's a new trick I can do, which is show power charts. What this does is it takes the data and it sends it to an online web plotting service called Plotly and generates this plot on the fly. The blue shows the energy we're using and the red shows the energy we're consuming. And that's presented by a new Android Wear app called AutoWear from the same guy that brings you the Auto Voice that does our voice recognition. You can see that data a little bit clearer here. So see when this is actually 2 days worth of data. It's partly cloudy day yesterday, mostly cloudy, and pretty sunny day today. Now there is a potential dark side to this setup. Your neighbors are also broadcasting RF data. Now you can do good things with this, as with most things. You can anonymously collect the data and kind of see where you are on a scale with your neighbors, much like this is charts that many of you probably get, comparing your energy usage to your neighbors. And the idea is if you use a lot more than they do, maybe you feel guilty and you try to be a little more conservative. But this can also be used for evil. You could, for example, detect when your neighbors aren't there or when they're using the hot tub. But for the record, I'm not going to do any of that. This is, I'll show you as much as the data that I collect here shows. This is actually, this shows how many receptions per hour we're receiving for in one day for 300 different meters. That is, that little tiny antenna over there is collecting, has read data for 300 different meters. Now, just the top 20 or so have enough data that you can read reliably, and those are likely our neighbors that are closest. And I did plot the energy usage for those couple dozen neighbors, and you can actually see here there's someone else other than me that's got a solar panel on the setup. He said the negative energy usage. But that's as far as I go for collecting data. I'll probably quit doing that. I don't want to get into trouble. Now, that's more than I can say for the NSA Utah data warehouse, which is right about there. I can show you actually in this here telescope. If you look carefully right below that mountain peak there, you can see, if you use your imagination, a facility that's the controversial NSA data collections facility they built a couple years ago. I watched them build it through that telescope, but I could not discern if they were storing any of my data or not. Hopefully they're not, and hopefully I won't get into trouble showing you this radio frequency hack. I think it's just really cool, though, that you can do this energy monitoring for so cheap. That's it for today, so until next time.